As more details are released surrounding Mike Lynch's yacht sinking off the coast of Sicily and the ever-changing story we are told, we take a look at the red flags and inconsistencies. Hi there, and thank you for joining me in another video that just gone viral. The latest details released so far is that now a manslaughter investigation has started already in Italy surrounding the sinking of Mike Lynch's luxury yacht, and we ask, is the narrative we're being told hiding something deeper? Starting from the very beginning, Mike Lynch's co-defendant tragically lost his life in a hit and run in Cambridge in the UK, just 3 days before Mike Lynch's yacht sunk. His name was Stephen Chamberlain, and he was the co-defendant in the legal case against HEWLETT-PACKARD that Mike Lynch had just won. Stay tuned to the end of the video to find out why this accident has so many links and correspondence to the Titan and also to the Titanic.
Meanwhile, it's been confirmed that British businessman who stood trial in the US alongside missing tycoon Mike Lynch has died after being hit by a car. Stephen Chamberlain was killed while out running in Cambridgeshire on Saturday. Both men had recently been acquitted of fraud in the US federal court relating to the sale of their company software to software giant HEWLETT-PACKARD for £8.6 billion.
The story then changed further, as it was not Mike Lynch's daughter, but who this person was in Mike Lynch's bed was never disclosed, and we were told 5 bodies had been retrieved, including Mike, and also the chef. Still to date, the driver has not been found or traced.
Off Sicily are making slow progress because of the difficult conditions at the wreck site. The Italian Coast Guard has deployed 5 patrol boats, a helicopter and divers from specialist units in the region. A remotely operated underwater vehicle is also being used by search teams. Among those unaccounted for is British businessman Mike Lynch and his daughter. Morgan Stanley banking chairman Jonathan Bloomer and senior lawyer Chris Morvillo are also missing, along with their wives.
Hours after the luxury yacht sank, the British chef who was on board body was discovered. The news then came after Mike Lynch and his daughter, along with 2 friends and their 2 wives, were being searched for. And why did the mainstream media report witnesses who were first on the scene the next morning, who were the local fishermen, that stated that they were met with debris from a yacht? But no further reports mentioned this detail.
We understand that according to some eyewitnesses, there was actually a tornado. You heard from that fisherman just before I started talking to you. He described seeing a tornado and said that they actually were pushed back towards the pier. There was a lot of destruction on the pier. When that weather calmed down, they headed out to sea, but all they could see in the water were the remains of a yacht. Now, the Coast Guard has said actually that yacht has sunk to around 50 metres below the water. 15 people did manage to get off, among them a mother and a 1-year-old baby. They've been treated by medics. At least 8 people are in hospital. But speaking
15 people, including the wife of Mike Lynch, were rescued after the vessel capsized during intense storms yesterday.
The media had already reported 15 crew members and Mike Lynch's wife and a 1-year-old baby were able to survive and escape the yacht. But yet to date, we have never heard a word from any of the crew members or Mike Lynch's wife on the events and the rescue as it unfolded.
The Daily Telegraph say that the bodies found on the Sicily yacht include the British tech entrepreneur Mike Lynch and his daughter. And they're citing the Sicily Civil Protection Chief. The rescue divers have recovered another 2 bodies from the super yacht as well that sank off Sicily earlier this week. And that makes 5 bodies in total found. That was 4 bodies recovered today. And we're just learning in these last few moments that includes the bodies of Mike Lynch and his daughter.
This left doubts as the media told the public 4 bodies were Mike's friends and their wives, and also Mike's body, but left out the body found next to Mike as unrecorded. The breaking news that Mike Lynch and his 18-year-old daughter's bodies had been found in one of the bedrooms was announced by the mainstream media, only for then the story to change further
Information that's coming out now appears to show, have been reported that the two of the bodies were recovered from the master bedroom. The fifth body found in the early hours when the yacht went down was the chef of the yacht. 5 bodies now in total have been recovered. That means that 2 are still outstanding, and that search and rescue mission, as you can see, search and recovery mission now very much ongoing. 2 more unaccounted for.
Boat and yacht experts are confused as to why a boat that was built to withstand conditions such as the one it faced was able to sink rather than correct itself and return to the upright position. Like the Titanic, it was sold as the unsinkable boat, yet both in the end came to the same demise and sunk.
The day itself, there was apparently reported something like 19 water spouts within the local area. Now, if you're the captain of that particular yacht, if you're in charge of that yacht, you've got to be concerned with this. You've got to be concerned that this is a very unstable situation.
Some breaking news now regarding the identification of those people who died in the sinking of that luxury yacht earlier this week off the coast of Sicily. We can now confirm via the source, a source close to the family of Mike Lynch, that the body recovered from the Bayesian yacht off the coast of Sicily has now been identified as that of Mike Lynch, the British tech entrepreneur. There had been reports on some of the news agencies quoting an interior official in Italy that Mike Lynch had been identified. We now have confirmation of that from a source close to the family. His body was recovered from that yacht that went down earlier this week following that very fierce storm near to the city of Porticello. The source close to the family also said that they believe the person still missing, who the search and rescue teams are still looking for in the waters around Porticello, is Hannah Lynch, Mike Lynch's 18-year-old daughter.
The Titanic and the Titan submarine, which sunk in August 2023, also had billionaires on it, and now the recent sinking of Mike Lynch's yacht holds more coincidences than you could start to imagine. The Titanic was named as the unsinkable ship and also carried passengers that included the world's richest man at the time. He was a multi-millionaire named John Jacob Astor. The Titanic was also funded and built by JP Morgan. JP Morgan is an American financier and banker. JP Morgan, along with his associates, wanted to start something called the Federal Reserve. But Mr. Astor, the world's richest man who was the passenger on the Titanic, opposed to this. It wasn't until the Titanic sunk in 1912 that, strangely enough, the Federal Reserve was started the following year in 1913. Mike Lynch's yacht also had a friend on board who worked for Morgan Stanley, and Morgan Stanley is also an American multinational investment bank and deals with finances. They deal with insurance as well, just like JP Morgan. The lack of Italian authority announcements on the news or giving statements to the British press leaves questions as to why not. Although we were given an interpreter, we were just shown in the background footage and live streams of the Italian authorities giving a broadcast, but nobody interpreted this and there was no subtitles, so no one was aware what was actually being said. To date, the yacht is still sat on the bottom of the seabed, much like the Titanic and the Titan submarine. So who was the person found in Mike Lynch's bed next to Mike when they announced that 2 bodies had been found? And why did the story change from them being asleep to then holding a party in another room, where everyone was awake apart from Mike's daughter Hannah?
It's 11:15 on a Friday morning. Gareth Barlow with you. I want to bring you some breaking news now. This is in relation to the search at the yacht, the super yacht that had sunk in Sicily. Italian media are reporting that divers have found the body of the last person missing after that yacht capsized off the coast of Sicily. It was believed that there was one remaining victim. That was 18-year-old Hannah
With the boat only sinking to 50 metres, anybody would have thought they would have just raised the boat, took it to one side, and dealt with it there and then. They knew that the passengers on the boat wouldn't have survived after several days, so there was no matter of urgency. Then there was the CCTV footage from another boat that recorded the yacht blowing around in the storm. But surprisingly enough, this boat was unscathed and untouched, and seemed to encounter no damage at all. There are even peculiar claims that Mike Lynch's yacht may have been struck by lightning, but there was nothing to confirm this, who was supposedly asleep in one of the bedrooms. Now a manslaughter case has been launched already, and it seems just like the case of the Titan and the Titanic, the ship designer and the crew seem to be the scapegoat. But for those who are unfamiliar with the territory of Sicily, they won't be aware that most of it is run by the mafia, where corruption and bribery is rife. I hope you enjoyed the video and the content, and it gave you an insight into a different perspective of what might have actually happened. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think that this was just a genuine accident? Or do you think there's more than meets the eye, and this could be an insurance job on behalf of somebody else, HEWLETT-PACKARD, or even maybe Mike Lynch's wife? Consider smashing the subscribe button and being part of the community. And until the next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.